So many doctors are refusing to acknowledge serious disease and autoimmune disorders as being a direct result of the injections being referred to as COVID vaccines, most likely because of financial incentives. Brittany Galvin says that her Florida-based neurologist told her that her Guillain-Barré diagnosis was a direct result of the Moderna vaccine. And at the time that we broke her story, that was the first U.S. doctor to our knowledge to make the definite connection until now. And it would seem the catastrophic negative health impacts are not exclusively related to Moderna's brand. Stevie Thrasher is a 29-year-old healthy Washington state native who received the Pfizer vaccine first dose on April 27th. She started experiencing severe menstrual bleeding just days later, combined with abnormal severe pain, severe muscle weakness, aches, and fatigue. After a fall in the shower on May 5th, Thrasher went to the hospital. Despite every muscle in her body failing at one time and severe dizziness and disorientation after multiple tests, including blood work, MRI, etc., Thrasher left with no answers. On May 7th, Thrasher had a neurology appointment, at which time a specialized doctor specifically told her absolutely do not get the second dose of the Pfizer shot. Stevie's condition deteriorated rapidly, and her symptoms worsened over a short period of time, ultimately leading to 9 hospitalizations, 3 neurology appointments, and referrals to rheumatologists and immunologists. She's been subjected to CT scans, extensive blood work, all of which returned normal results, with the exception of a positive ANA blood test result indicating an autoimmune disorder. Now, a doctor in Washington state has officially documented the cause of her symptoms absolutely resulted from the Pfizer shot she originally received. Thrasher joins us now. Stevie, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. Thank you for mustering the strength and bravery to be with us today. So we don't know what you're suffering with specifically. No diagnosis has officially been made, but your symptoms continue to worsen. You've been told this is all a result of Pfizer's product, which is being pushed on the world with unrelenting pressure.
Yeah, Stu, it's been a rough road. So I received the vaccine on April 27th. I received the Pfizer. On May 3rd, I had to leave work early with severe menstrual bleeding, menstrual pain. I thought I might be having a miscarriage. And then the muscle fatigue, muscle weakness, dizziness, lightheadedness. May 5th, I fell in the shower, as you said. I had dizziness, lightheadedness, fell straight down. My muscles gave out. Went to the hospital. Blood work was clear. MRI clear. They gave me a referral to a neurologist, and they gave me no medications and no answers. On May 7th, I went to the neurologist. She was very hesitant to believe me because I wasn't really tremoring at that time. The tremors didn't show up until later. So she did extensive blood work to rule out things like Guillain-Barré syndrome, Bell's palsy, MS, Lyme disease, all of those sorts of things.
So I see that you are tremoring significantly here today.
I am.
These are uncontrollable tremors, and you've previously in your life never experienced anything like this.
No, sir. Never.
Okay, so where are we now? I mean, there has to be, I would assume, some sort of list of possible diagnoses that these doctors are leaning toward, is there not?
What I've been told is what it's not. They have not been able to tell me what it is. They've only been able to tell me what it's not, and doctors have gone into length as to why it's not those things. But again, they cannot tell me what it is.
How have your doctors explained all of the normal test results minus the ANA?
They have not explained that to me at all.
So
they stated that it could be autoimmune and it could be neurological, and that they're not sure at this point.
But they absolutely said this was a result of the jab being referred to as a COVID vaccine manufactured and distributed by the company Pfizer.
Yes, sir.
What is next for you? Where are we at with this process? I mean, I'm assuming that you're demanding to know some answers as you're dealing with this stuff. I mean, it looks horrific. Are you still in pain?
Yes. Muscle weakness, muscle fatigue, any activity whatsoever triggers my tremors. They are not constant. They do come and go in severity. I have found things that are triggers, such as sunlight, heat, alcohol, elevation, stress, and activity.
So I found you on Instagram. You reached out to me after I did a story with Brittany Galvin in Florida, who's been diagnosed with Guillain-Barré. Your doctors are saying that they have ruled that out for you.
With blood work, yeah. With blood work, they ruled that out.
You have been public with this diagnosis, or not diagnosis, but with these symptoms. You have been public about the fact that this was a result of the vaccine. Have you received any messages? Has anyone else experiencing a vaccine-related injury or suspected injury from the vaccines made contact with you? Has anybody else reached out to you and said, oh my goodness, I'm dealing with the same thing?
Yes, several people. I personally now know several people who are going through the tremors. I also know people who are having different side effects. And I also know people who are having no side effects. It's like a medication. It does not affect everyone the same way. All of our bodies are different. And so, again, some people are not experiencing symptoms. Some people are having serious symptoms like I am.
And some people are dying to the tune of almost 600,000 by the Harvard study, which represents that less than 1% of actual injuries are reported to VAERS, which shows 60,000 or more now. So with that being said, if you had the opportunity to address everybody that was considering this jab that's being falsely referred to as a vaccine, to them, what would you say?
I would say to make an informed decision for your own health, which is hard at this point because no one is acknowledging that these are possible symptoms and no one is warning anyone of them. When I received it, I was only warned of possible blood clots and possible allergic reactions. If I had known this was a possibility, I would have turned around and ran.
Blood clots, we are seeing now 5 pilots are confirmed dead from blood clots in 1 week, 4 of them from British Airways, 1 of them from Delta. Another pilot in Canada in a cargo aircraft on the runway was rendered unconscious, had to be removed from the plane by emergency medical staff. Thank God that plane did not take off. These are some of the most medically scrutinized people on the planet. Pilots have to get a clean bill of health very frequently in order to continue flying. I don't believe that that's any coincidence. Blood clots are a very serious issue. Dr. Jane Ruby is going to be joining us to talk more about these blood clots. Myocarditis is a very serious thing, and we have seen that this is, even the CDC and the drug manufacturers are now acknowledging that more people are experiencing these heart issues than what they had originally expected. What's next for you?
I went to University of Washington, and they finally listened to me. And I am getting a second neurology referral at UW. So I will now have 2 neurologists. They gave me propanolol for the tremors, which has yet to do anything for me. I did start out at a low dose, so I'm not sure if I maybe need to go up. But again, it has not helped at this time. And then she told me to follow up with my GP and keep a list of my symptoms. The diary.
Do you expect to have answers anytime soon? Did they say that they are equally as determined to find something as you are determined to have something found?
No. At this point, the urgency in me, because I'm experiencing these things, I feel like this is urgent and it needs to be addressed. But when I go to the hospitals, there's no urgency. There's more hesitancy and fear. And I understand that. I do. But at the same time, we need to be acknowledged and we need to get the medical care that we need and deserve.
So you say that you understand the hesitancy. What makes you so understanding of that? Because to me, I would be a whole lot more infuriated and demanding results. So you're a better person than I am, I guess. But why are you understanding of this hesitancy?
People, I believe that doctors are scared to speak out against the vaccine. I do believe that, and I have seen it several times.
What do you think makes them so nervous, so scared to tell the truth about what's happening to people as a result of these jabs?
The backlash, losing their jobs, again, the backlash from it, because they are pushing this so incredibly hard. Anyone who speaks against it is shut down.
So your doctor that determined that your symptoms are as a result of the vaccine.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I understand. Everybody has things going on. That doctor was, I would call brave, but moreover, honest. And every doctor should be bravely honest. Do you think that your doctor would be willing to come forward and talk to us about this determination?
No, sir. I'm honestly surprised he even put it on my medical records. My GP has told me to my face that he believes this is an adverse effect, but again, they're hesitant to put it on my medical records. Even the University of Washington doctor, she told me to my face that she believes the vaccine is the cause, but again, will not put it in the medical records. The only doctor that put it in the medical records was the ER doctor I went to on the 19th.
Well, we certainly have that. And So too little, too late. Has that doctor reported your injury to VAERS?
I do not know. I reported to VAERS probably about a week or two into these symptoms. I also reported it directly to Pfizer, and I have received a letter back from Pfizer, but nothing has come of that.
Is it a form letter?
It is a formal letter, yes.
Like a form letter, like something that they have mass produced and they send to everybody who comes to them with a complaint like yours?
Yes.
Well, clearly they knew this was going to happen. We know that Moderna knew this was going to happen, as by the audio tapes that we released here today on the program of a Moderna representative specifically laughing at Brittany Galvin, who can't walk, by the way, and saying, yes, 100% of the people that take this are part of a clinical trial. Shocking. More brave doctors need to come forward. I'm disappointed to hear that your doctor you don't think would speak. Any final words that you want to tell anybody? Anything that you didn't get out that I didn't ask you that you want to make sure everybody knows?
I really want is medical attention. I want them to acknowledge that something is happening, study us, give us the tests that we need, the medical care that we need, and figure out what's going on so no one else has to suffer as I have.
Well, I believe they are studying us. I just don't think it's with the same intent that you're hoping to be studied with. Stevie Thrasher from Washington State, thank you so much for your bravery. We're going to be praying for you, and I hope that you will stay in touch with me to let me know how this thing develops over time.
Of course.
God bless you. We'll be praying for Stevie and praying for everybody that's going through this. We know that she represents one of several 100,000 that are dealing with these adverse injuries, these reactions from the poison being falsely referred to as a vaccine. Supposed to be there to protect you, and instead, these people are premeditatedly hurting us. Absolutely sick. These are the snakes that you can step on when you go to steponsocks.com right now. They are a proud sponsor of the Stu Peters Show. These are 100% Patriot designed, 100% cotton, red, white, and blue 3-pack of socks for just $17.76. I knew you would like that number. Get over to steponsocks.com right now. The Legacy version is there. You can get the Legacy Edition Step-On Sock. That contains the names of all of the globalists that you want to step on all day long. Fauci, Gates, Obama, Clinton, Pelosi. All of them are on the bottom. You can walk on them, step on them, proudly display them, kick your shoes off, put them up on the desk like I do when I get to the studio. I love doing that. Send them anonymously to the neighbor down the street, the liberal progressive indoctrinator at your school, at the kids' school where you send your kids to go be indoctrinated with critical race theory and all these other things. Plus, the Trader Joe version is now available, and more editions being introduced often at steponsocks.com. Get the Stu Peters discount. Support our platform by supporting our sponsors and get something great in return. When you go to steponsocks.com, make sure to mention Stu Peters when you go to steponsocks.com.